Now, this is the section where we're really going to look at the community initiatives. These are initiatives which have been driven purely by the desire to make a difference to the lives of the vulnerable and marginalized communities. And before I discuss this, I'd just like to say that while we were doing these reviews and while we were reading about these programs and talking about them and seeing them, one of the things that struck us was that these were not in the nature of tokenism, which unfortunately does happen, tend to happen very often in CSR initiatives, given that it's just a tick that you want to make. These were initiatives which were innovative. These were initiatives which engaged with several stakeholders. They had far-reaching implications. They involved policy. And in fact, some of them are so brilliantly designed and executed that they can actually become replicable models for the government. And we also found that one of the reasons that this was happening was because in a lot of the cases the founder CEOs themselves were very closely involved, committed and motivated. And as Saurabh said, you could actually see the same passion that you see in their for-profit activities, even in these areas. Now, in terms of the survey, we found that about 85% of the companies that we met were undertaking some kind of social initiative. They were doing it either through volunteering time or money, and some of them had a dedicated department for CSR, and the others just did it with either the HR or the communications department. In terms of the focus of these initiatives, they were coinciding with whatever is really the crime needs of development in this country today, and they were also corresponding with the Millennium Development Goals and focusing on education, health, environment, livelihoods, women and children, differently abled people, employability. And if you look at education, as Soham was just mentioning, it is a crime need of this country today. 65%, overall literacy rate in India is only 65%, which is even lower in the case of women, which is only 64%. And about 8 million people in the year 2005 were still out of school. And the industry has realized the need to contribute in this area. And we found that 68% of the companies are undertaking some initiative in this area. And it focuses on primary education, higher education, IT training, using training, IT for employability, infrastructure, etc. In the case of primary education, they are really trying to focus on the 3 major issues of education, primary education, which is really access, retention, and quality of education. They are making monetary contributions, they are running schools, they are donating their volunteering time. Now, there are a large number of examples which obviously in a short time we can't discuss all of these. For all of you who want to know more, there are many case studies which we have in the report. You can look at them. I've just listed a few here. And an interesting one is Wipro's Applying Thought in School project, which is really working with government schools, and it reaches out to around 500,000 children and about 1,000 teachers in 1,000 schools. These are all aimed at improving the quality of teaching, improving the curriculum, because it's been recognized that one of the key issues of retention is the fact that the school is not an interesting place. And similarly, quality is also an issue because surveys show that even children who pass class 5 can't really add 2 3-digit numbers. So the industry is taking taking key initiative in this area and contributing. The industry is also using technology very well to contributing to providing IT training skills to individuals from rural areas, from poor areas, focusing on women. Microsoft's Unlimited Potential program is a great initiative which tries to bridge the gap in IT skills across rural areas. It targets to train about 220,000 individuals through more than 2,000 community technology learning centers. The Azim Premji Foundation is again developing education software in about 18 languages, used in more than 16,000 schools across 13 states. There are other initiatives in the area of training of teachers, adult education, midday meals, scholarships. One such initiative is the IBM Reinventing Education, which is really about teacher training, and it trains 180 teachers from 40 schools, which will benefit about 7,000 students. So we can see that education is clearly a focus area of the CSR initiatives of the industry. Now, health is clearly another very significant area of concern for India, and we ranked about 173rd out of 177 in the UNDP Human Development Report. And the industry, 56% of the companies are working in areas of infrastructure, technology support, construction of medical facilities, telemedicine. One very, very interesting and successful initiative is the EMRI, which through its network of ambulances runs medical services, and it has helped about 20,000, helped 20,000 lives, and responded to 500,000 emergencies. This project, in fact, has been so successful that the government is thinking of replicating it across several other states. Environment, according to the World Bank, is another serious issue that concerns India, and we found that 42% of the companies are undertaking some initiative or the other, either on resource conservation, awareness creation, and in fact the first building in the country to earn carbon credits is an IT park in Kolkata. Rural development, again, use of technology for bringing about better connectivity, information and linkages in the rural areas, improving livelihood options. The Bairaja Foundation's Gram IT is a rural IT initiative which again has demonstrated that it is possible to have sustainable initiatives which impact the lives of the poor. The NASCOM Foundation, we just saw in the film, the foundation is doing a lot of very interesting work in these areas. Now, as we've seen, the industry is doing a lot in this area, but as it grows, scratching and size, it will need to do more. And by virtue of the fact that it has technology and a vibrant, youthful, motivated workforce at their call, it makes it easy for them to contribute significantly. Some of the challenges we found the companies were facing in this area was the fact that some of the smaller companies found it difficult to, because of the high pressure margins on the bottom line, found it difficult to allocate resources and time for such initiatives. We found also that a lot of the initiatives were standalone and they were not really able to make the kind of impact if this was a consolidated effort. They had limited geographical reach, and also, unlike in the profit sector, in this sector, the outcomes were not being measured in the revenue goals, and therefore it was very interesting now to hear someone say that in the future, the idea is to, just like you would make a plan for where you want to reach, have a goal of where you want to reach in terms of the revenues, you would have a goal on what is it that you want to contribute in the social arena, and after that have mechanisms in place which would monitor that, those initiatives and sort of make changes wherever required. That would definitely have a better impact and use resources more efficiently. I'd just like to end, I can't think of anything better to end with other than this excerpt from the keynote address by Dr. Watterson at the last summit. And he says the IT sector makes enormous contributions. It generates significant incomes for many Indians. It has encouraged attention to technical excellence as a general requirement across the board. It has established exacting standards of economic success in the country. It has encouraged many grad students to go technical rather than merely contemplative. And it has inspired Indian industries to face the world economy as a potentially big participant, not a tiny little bit player. It can do even more. Indeed, in some ways, much more. This is partly because the reach of information is so wide and all-inclusive, but also because the prosperity and commanding stature of the IT leaders and activists will still voice power and ability to set the direction of Indian economic and social development. Thank you.